And a warm welcome to all of you. Thank you for joining us here for another live sessions with Conversations with Michael. Let's take a deep breath here as everyone settles into the energy here today that is bright and lively and full of itself. And we are here sitting in our home studio just outside Corvallis, Oregon, enjoying yet another cold and cloudy day, celebrating with all of you the beginning of a new year. And of course, well, normally we have these live streams going to a variety of locations all at the same time. For whatever reason, YouTube has only allowing us to stream to them. Facebook, for some reason, has changed their streaming requirements once again. So we'll take care of that so that next time we can go there as well. But a happy new year. And we do have, of course, a little image here for all of you to celebrate with. I know that 2019, it's been a little rough. It's been really, really intense for a lot of people. But I know that we've also turned a corner here, and we have a lot to look forward to, starting with today's live message here with Michael. Because Michael's declared that because of our devotion to living our life consciously, which takes everything, takes every part of ourself to make that choice, we will individually and later collectively experience a type of what he calls a sacred reunion with so many different parts of ourself during this year in service to our soul's passion. So there's a lot there to celebrate while also living inside this human experience. You know, let's be honest. This represents such a rare and such a profound opportunity for all of us. One that, for the most part, will not be recognized by our human family during our lifetime, but it does recognize the sacredness of all of life, beginning with you. And for that, Coca and I want to thank all of you that are watching today's show for having the courage to go where very, very few have gone before. Now, I'm certain Michael will talk more about all this later here, but before we turn this over to him, let's take a close look at some of the upcoming events we have scheduled for all of you. Beginning with the Master's Circle. This is a private monthly gathering that is offered on the first Monday of every month for members only of the Masters Unplugged program. That's followed by the Masters Unplugged group session, which is available to anyone that's connected to the Masters Unplugged live Facebook page. And that session starts on January the 15th. It'll stream live to that page. The difference between the two is you need to be a member here of the Masters Unplugged program to participate in the Master Circle. And it's also limited to just 20 participants. Makes it a much more intimate, perhaps more safe setting for a lot of people. The group session that's live streamed to the Masters Unplugged Facebook page, that has no limits, and it's streamed to over 900 fellow masters on the third Wednesday of every month. You're welcome to participate in one or the other or both. We found that these group sessions, they offer a tremendous amount of support for all the emerging creators now, both as a way to support each other, but also to encourage us to give voice to that true self, the soul, in relationship with one another. So you're welcome to join us. And of course, finally, check out our upcoming workshop and our in-studio classes, starting with the Proactive Creator Workshop that begins on Friday, January 15th, 2020. It's hard to even say that, 2020, January the 17th. Our workshops are open to anyone who has chosen to take full responsibility for being a conscious creator of your own experience. You don't need to be a member of any of our programs. you're welcome to participate just as you are. And following that is our next bi-monthly in-studio class titled Radiance Reset on February the 21st, 2020. These bi-monthly classes are available to all monthly subscribers of the Masters Unplugged program at no additional charge. So let's take a quick peek at last month's class in a short video trailer here that we've created just for you. So today we're serving the fully awakened human who is the verge of truly realizing the joy of being a conscious creator of your own experience. You are the hope incarnate. Be the radiance. Stop taking on what others want to process through you. That compromises, and that not only compromises, it denies these other people, and it denies every other version of you, every other part of you that doesn't trust life the opportunity to witness for the first time what it looks like to see a human being that trusts themselves first. At the beginning of this year, I labeled this stage of your life as being like a grand reunion, a time when thousands of awakened humans would allow their sacred self to experience being human too. And despite all the doubt, the lack of trust, and exhaustion from such a profound choice, something extraordinary is occurring. We are witnessing the conscious choice to acknowledge your true self, your sacred self, your soul in relationship with your human self as being you too. And as we dive deeper and deeper into your origins, your human state of consciousness is going to continue to go through a major transformation. For the most part, would you not agree your human state of consciousness is literally overwhelmed by guilt, by shame, and by self-doubt? Let's just acknowledge this, shall we? Its self-esteem has been damaged, almost beyond repair, if not for all of you and the work that you're doing. And by those that have walked this path you are walking now. Living your life consciously takes a tremendous amount of courage as you allow what? What have you allowed? You allowed the shadows from your past to come forward, to reemerge. With the light that you are right now shining from within. Is this not the easier part, dear ones? Wasn't it actually more difficult just to own your magnificence? You shine your light not to stir up all your emotions again. You've been through that. you're shining your light in this new way to finally be set free by the presence of your renewed sense of love for you, all of you, to be set free from pain, struggle, victimhood forever. Very good. And of course, you're welcome to revisit this class and all of our in-studio classes. They tend to be about 4 or 5 hours in length, 3 parts, including a Q&A session. They're all located in the Masters Unplugged program video library. Check it out. Anyone's welcome to participate in that program, as long as you are either a member of the closed Facebook group or have participated in any of our programs or services in the past. So let's take a deep breath there. Very good. And as I do every month, I allow my beloved partner Michael to once again share his wisdom with all of us. Let's take another collective deep breath. Let's allow him to step forward. Indeed. Greetings, dear ones. It is I, Michael. Thank you, Robert. Celebrating with all of you as we enter the time of what we call your sacred reunion. One that has served the passion of your soul for a very, very long time. One that has been promised to every human being who is willing to take the deep dive into their own creations, into their own heart, into their own conditioned human nature in relationship with the soul. 2020 represents a major turning point in the life of any awakened human being. And that would be all of you. Over the last 30 years through Robert, we've been inviting the human self to embrace and eventually embody this whole concept of having a human soul relationship. One that would naturally include a much broader perspective on life, a new support base for the human, interdimensional travel, your light body, and all that impacts all of creation. How all of that ends up impacting all of creation. Indeed, let's get this right, Robert. All of you made a very bold choice during this lifetime to embrace these possibilities as being a part of your, what should we call it, your original self? You knew without knowing how you knew that something about this reality just didn't feel right. And you honored that feeling. But in a way, everything we have shared with each of you over all these years, in all of your lifetimes, it can literally be summed up by a very simple question. And your answer to this question offers a profound and valid solution to a collective galactic dilemma. One that had stopped the creative flow, which actually is essential for life in order for life to continue to expand to grow, to evolve. One that has created a great deal of pain as a part of you continue to search for the very meaning of life outside your original comfort zone, what we call the kingdom. So as this year continues to unfold, 2020, we perceive an opportunity, a potential that has never been witnessed before on this planet. We perceive a very large number of awakened human beings not only embracing a solution to this dilemma, galactic in nature, more than that, you're about to embody in one of the most unlikely of realities. What? You're about to embody the real you. Dear ones, the human experience has been called many things. But would you not agree? Very few have actually called it a blessing. Only until a few had the courage to ask a very, very simple question. How does it feel being you? Such a simple question, but so very profound. We're not asking how you're feeling. You are asking, how does it feel to be you? And if your human nature, by itself, were to answer that, it would be solely based on a very limited perception, from a very limited and conditioned identity. This earth offers a very slowed down version of endless possibilities. Not to torment any of you, but can we see it as a type of gift? A place where you would find it very hard to deny what was right in front of you. I don't need to tell any of you, but I will, that earth represents a type of in-your-face experience with your own past. All those unresolved inner conflicts would be exposed like a painter throwing colors onto a blank canvas, projected out into this physical landscape for all to see. It had many of you questioning your own sanity. That would be natural. And yet you knew, without knowing how you knew, that this place called Earth, within a physical reality, offered a very unique opportunity. A type of relief from your own past, no matter your story. And so you started to release yourself from all those you've been sharing this human experience with, lifetime after lifetime. You released yourself from your biological family and the lineage of energies that are connected to that family. That too released a tremendous amount of energy, thoughts, feelings, and beliefs that have supported such a collective experience with this human family. You then released yourself from a much larger collective energy, your own spiritual families. That was a real challenge. As these families represented for each of you a type of safe haven within the stars, so to speak, and yet you knew, without knowing how you knew, within this human experience, that this type of releasing, setting free, was critical, was very, very important. Actually, it was required in order to serve those very families that you left behind before even coming to this planet. In this lifetime, you let go of almost everything you thought was real by accepting it as it is, so as to allow something quite profound to make itself known to you, your own divine presence, what we call the sacred self. Let's take a deep breath, dear ones. This has been a very long time coming for all of you, because the answer to your question is now being lived each and every day, consciously. Wow, consciously. What we are perceiving is that you're owning, you're literally consciously reclaiming your own unique presence, without all the distractions that kept that very presence at arm's length. You had to become divinely selfish in order not to feel guilty about putting your presence at the front of your life. How dare you put you in front of you? Which leads us to this next stage as a fully conscious human being. One who is beginning to taste firsthand the very freedom you've been yearning for all these years, all of these lifetimes. Another deep breath. The conditioned human story, for so many of you, doesn't have a sequel. Thank God. Thank you. There isn't an improved version of that story. There just isn't. But there is a new story that very few have been willing to taste, to create, to experience. Dear ones, can you not feel, as I am sharing that with you right now, a type of celebration that's occurring in the ethers, in the stars? Your courage to embrace and eventually embody a new story literally changes everything. It changes certain directions that your human family might choose without your presence here on earth, without your light shining, without your radiance. It changes certain directions that certain spiritual families might choose without you answering your own question. How does it feel being you? Period. Doesn't make much sense to the human ego, does it? kind of sounds irrational, sounds a little insane. But from your soul's perspective, this is a profound question. And only a sovereign creator would understand such a question. It brings hope and inspiration to your human family. It does the same for all spiritual families who find themselves stuck inside a cocoon of their own making. Your willingness to be true to your own presence offers such a potent example for all of life. It honors the original gift from the Eternal One. Know thyself as thyself within endless possibilities and identities as a sovereign creator, as a sovereign being. Why? Well, from the Eternal One's perspective, just for the joy of it all. Just for the joy of it. And because you have also chosen to reclaim this gift as a collective group of individuals, as sovereign creators, the radiance that all of you are now sharing and will continue to share is beyond anything we have witnessed before. Such a light, so much joy for allowing yourself to be spirit too, so much energy now at your disposal like you have never felt before as a human being. Let's take a deep breath there too. And this is why we have proclaimed that 2020 is the year of the sacred reunion, not because it was preordained. It was not. It's because you have chosen this time for yourself. Not for all human beings, nor is it for all awakened humans. But it is for thousands of human beings who, for the first time, are now beginning to experience their own life as being sacred too. Consciously, deliberately. Because that, dear ones, is your original self. That is your true identity. At this time next year, there will be more living examples of true sovereign creators walking this earth than this earth has ever witnessed before. And for those of you that feel that you might miss the boat, not to worry. Not to worry. You'll now have more tangible support to help you too reclaim your own presence than ever before. It's a win-win type of deal, dear ones. No one's going to be left behind. All of you will have the opportunity, if you allow it, to experience yourself as the living Christ in form. So how does our relationship then with all of you change? Well, speaking for I, Michael, we're going to laugh a lot more because you're now ready to finally live a joy-filled life. Yay, a joy-filled life. Not as an improved version of your human self, but by accepting your human nature just as it is, while allowing your own presence, your light, to now support all versions of you. You have no idea the degree of celebration that's occurring on my side. but you're going to feel it. If you're not feeling it now, watch throughout this year as you are literally bombarded by the cascading degree of joy wanting to be shared with you because you discovered the solution to the galactic dilemma. This is the time, dear one, you've been waiting for. This is the time not to listen to the mind and all those hidden fears. This is the time to just let it rip, to just go for it, and to finally allow the non-physical version of you to have its way with you, human. Indeed, yes. Poor human, you're going to feel ravished by this presence. Such is its love for you. So here we are, in this sweet, short message here today, January 2020, Chapter 1. Your new story begins. You can feel it in the air. You can feel it in your heart. You can feel it as an energy that's circulating up and around your entire body. Something fresh, something exciting. Feel at the very core of this energy a sense of liberation. Could it be, you ask? It kind of feels like home, but with your name on it. The individuated version of spirit. It's a grand reunion with your original state of consciousness. It's that unique part of you that always knows your presence cannot be duplicated. It's just you. It is that priceless gift in motion, emerging within this story called the human experience. And it is very real. It is here now, just for you, answering your own question. How do you feel? Feel it. Feel it. You cannot deny it. We feel it. We feel you too, and what we feel is your magnificence. Feel it. Let it have its way with you, human. Because when you own that feeling, it begins to transcend all those underlying doubts, all those deservability issues. Are you not sick and tired of dancing with lack? Humanity never gave you permission to feel the sacred you as it's being presented to you now in this way. We invited you, but it was you and only you that allowed yourself to experience your own unique presence. It is sacred. It is divine. It is spirit with your name on it. Take a deep breath. Welcome home, dear ones. All my blessings.